Good morning, boys and girls. I am so excited because we are going to read a new story together this week, and we're going to talk about some story elements, okay? And story elements are the parts of a story. So today, we're going to talk about the characters. Can you say characters? Good job. The characters are the people, animals, or creatures in a story. So we're going to talk about the characters. We're going to talk about the setting. Can you say setting? Good job. The setting is where and when a story takes place. So we're going to talk about those two things today, part of our story elements. So let me introduce you to our story. Okay, this is our story, and it says, I am Renee, the boy. And then, boys and girls, this story is very unique because underneath it, it is written in Spanish. So this story is written in both English and Spanish. How cool is that? And down here, it says our author is Renee Collado Linez. What does the author do? Writes the words. Good job. Our author writes the words. Then it says this big word, illustrated by Gallerina Ramirez. What did Gallerina Ramirez do? Illustrate. She drew these pictures, these great pictures. So I want you to look at the front of our story. What do you think our story is going to be about today? What are some things you see? I see a boy. I see a chair. He's writing his name. So let's read our story together and figure it out. What do we call this page? Title page. Good job. Okay, my friends, you got your listening ears on? Good job. Okay, I'm going to push this so that you can see it. My name is Renee, like my grandfather and my father. I am Renee the Third. I learned to write my name in El Salvador. I wrote it everywhere. I wrote it in the charcoal from Mom's brick oven. I traced it with a stick on the fresh rain soil. In El Salvador, I was Renee the Brave, Renee the Strong, and Renee the Funny. I cannot believe it. Here in the United States, Renee is a girl's name. He's writing his name. And look, boys and girls, it's written in English here and Spanish here. How cool. I discovered it when a new student joined my classroom and Miss Soria called the roll. Jose, Mary, Carlos, here, answered everyone. Renee, she said. As I started to say here with pride, I heard a girl's voice answer to my name. She was the new student. Here I am. I'm Renee, she said. She looked at me and smiled. My mouth dropped. I was paralyzed. During recess, some boys came up and taunted me. You have a girl's name. In the kitchen, while we were eating fried plantains and some sour cream and hot chocolate, I told my parents, the boys at school say that Renee is a girl's name. I've never heard of such a thing, Papa said. Renee is the name of a hard-working man. Renee is a beautiful name. That's right. My name is so beautiful that a girl copied it from me, I said as a piece of fried plantain disappeared into my mouth. At school, my desk partner was Renee the girl. She was behind me every time we lined up in alphabetical order. She was always smiling at me. During recess, she told me that she wanted to be my best friend. Are you sure that your name is Renee? I asked her. You're a girl. Maybe your name is Irene and you lost the I in the alphabet soup. No, she told me. My parents named me Renee. After recess, we went to the school library. There were many shelves with books. Some were so high that I could not reach them, even if I stood up on my tiptoes. Boys and girls, all these books are for you, the librarian said. We use books to read, study, and research information. Research? What can I research? I asked her. Anything you want. These books have information on anything, she told me. Afterwards, the children borrowed books. I looked for the perfect book, from left to right and up and down. Here it is, I exclaimed. The Meaning of Names. In the evening, I fell asleep on the sofa while I watched a movie. When Mama tried to pick me up to go to bed, I woke up. You are too heavy, she told me. A few years ago, you were just a baby. In my room, I took the library book from my backpack. There were a list of boys' and girls' names in alphabetical order. I looked for the letter R. Renee, here it is. Origin, French, meaning reborn. Then I looked in the dictionary and discovered that reborn meant to be born again. The next day, we made a chart with our names. Miss Saria said my name and wrote Renee on the board. That's not how you write Renee, I asked my teacher. How do you write it, my teacher asked. I picked up an eraser and removed the last E and wrote an accent mark on the second E. Renee, Renee the girl. Then took the eraser away from me and wrote it back the way it was, Renee. This is the way I write my name, she told me. After I saw her name on the board, I felt much better. Her name was different. Hers had 5 letters and mine only had 4. So are their names exactly the same? No, her name has more letters than his. Before going home, the teacher passed a flyer. It said, the school library presents the first writing contest of the school year. Open topic, write on any subject. A winner will be chosen next month. Prize, 2 extra large pizzas. I love pizza, Renee said. Me too, I said. At home, after going to bed, I decided to participate in the writing contest. What can I write about? I asked myself as I fell asleep. In the following weeks, I took notes on all the things I had discovered about my name. Then I wrote my essay. A month later, during the assembly in the auditorium, the librarian announced the first place winner. I could not believe what my ears were hearing. I won! I won! As I jumped up and down, I came to the stage and the principal asked me to read my essay. I am Renee. In Spanish, Renee is a boy's name. In English, the name with an extra E at the end is a girl's name. Renee is a French name that means to be reborn, to be born again. I have read about men named Renee in books. I have found René Descartes. He was a philosopher. In my teacher's art book, there was a painting by René Magritte. But I don't look like the Renés in those books. I have brown skin, like the sweet bread that Mama gives me for breakfast. I have black and straight hair that does not like combs or brushes. I have beautiful black eyes like Mama and strong arms like Papa. My name, Renee, is different. It is my very own name. The letter R is for the railroad that ran in front of my house in El Salvador. The letter E is for my country, El Salvador. The letter N is for never give up. The letter E is for my new country, Estados Unidos, the United States. The accent mark at the end is what makes my name strong and powerful. I am this Renee. Here in the United States, the names of many words change in English. Mi escuela is now my school, And mi casa is my house. Even mama is now mom and papa is dad. They don't understand if I call them mom and dad, but Renee is Renee in English and Spanish. Sometimes people pronounce my name differently. I don't care because I know who I am. In English, I found Renee in my favorite color, green. Renee is written backwards in energy. I have a lot of energy. I can find Renee in what I like the most, adventures. Now I know why Renee means to be reborn, to be born again. First, I was born in El Salvador, where I learned to write my name and speak my favorite language, Spanish. Now I am born again in the United States, where I learned to speak English. I am so lucky that after I was born again, I can speak, read, and write in English and Spanish. When I finished reading, everyone clapped. The principal gave me 2 extra large pizzas. I shared the pizza with my classmates. I like your name, Renee told me with a slice of pizza in her hand. I like your name too, I said as I took another slice of pizza. The end. Boys and girls, what a great story. Let's talk about I Am Renee the boy. Do you remember, let's go back to our story elements chart. Do you remember the characters in the story? Who's our main character? Who's the story about? Renee. Renee is our main character. Are there other characters in the story? Who are some other characters? Like, who are these people? That's Papa and Mama. That's Renee's parents. They're characters in the story. The other little girl, Renee, is a character in the story. Let's see here. The teacher, there's the teacher. So we've got lots of different characters in the story, but the main character is Renee. Let's talk about the setting. Remember, what's the setting? The setting is where the story takes place. So where does our story, Renee the boy, where does it take place? It takes place at, where are they? So some of the story takes place at home, and then some of the story takes place at, where's this? The school. Good job, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed our story, and we're going to keep talking about it this week.